I had this whole, okay, all right. So I had this whole vision of offering healing. I don't even know if we can call it a modality, but it definitely is something that felt very new and fresh and something that hasn't been done before. And I know that the two of you are so gifted in how you hold space. And I also know that the two of you are so dedicated in your own healing journey. And so when this vision came to me, I just kind of sat with it and I allowed it to marinate and marinate until I finally got that momentum to reach out to you. And what I saw was this beautiful trinity. And you know, with me being a biofield tuning practitioner and working in the field and being able to really clear the energy in the field, and with Marian, with the way that you sing in your sacred song, and it's just so, it just really penetrates the soul and really brings us back to our ancient selves. And then Missy, just like I've always admired the way that you hold presence. Like it's really been, just watching you has been very inspirational for me. And I just saw the way that you can hold presence as we navigate through this. And the eye gazing came through really, really strongly, because I had seen a couple of times that you have been through these eye gazing experiences and how much of an impact it had on you and how healing it was. And really, you know, I've had a handful of eye gazing experiences, and it really allowed me to see into my own soul. And so I really understood the impact of incorporating that, and just feeling into these three energies just kind of swirling and playing, and it just felt so good. And so I reached out to you guys to see if you would be interested, and we started the conversation, and we all three of us really really focused on our own devotion to our own healing path. And so and I'll kind of turn this over to you guys, but we kind of came up with our own system and preparing for this offering. And it's been such a journey over the last 20 days as we've navigated through this together in this unified field that we've created.
My favorite thing about this is that the container itself is, before we even open the container to hold space for other people, all three of us collectively worked on a 21-day Light of God protocol commitment around the first subject we're working with, which is rejection. And that's a protocol that Jason Estes from MTBO wrote. Such a highly effective protocol that I've used daily for 6 months. And I've seen how cutting the cords and doing this protocol and working with the light of God every day can transform my life. And then on top of that, we did all together in our own container, worked on zero pointing the subject of rejection, which is actually Morgan Lee's modality that she channeled from her highest self. Another one of the most effective modalities that I've ever used in clearing. And I've spent hours and hours working with this modality. And I think there's something to be said about the integrity of these two women who are willing to hold themselves to that level of healing and clearing to set the intention. And then, of course, Jamie, we had another session where Jamie did the biotuning of the field to help us all integrate the work we had done together. So I just really want to honor both of you, because for me to work with two other people who hold themselves to that level of healing is truly a dream come true for me. Really. It's such an honor. I love it.
Same. I felt that, you know, when Jamie had approached us to do this with her, it was like instantly I was like, yes, let's do it. You know, and then when it came up with, you know, when she came up with, you know, okay, so we're going to do the core wound of rejection, and I was like, I'm ready, because that's actually one of the things that is in my Gene Keys profile is rejection. And it's something that has come up through like astrology readings. It's come up in like clairvoyant readings. It's come up so often. Everyone's like, oh, wow, you know, you've got this huge thing around rejection. Oh, wow, you've got this. And I'm like, I know. And every time I'm like, yeah, you know, like, and that's like one of the things I felt like I was here to really turn around for myself, because, you know, it's such a core thing for all of us. And I really want to take the sting out of it. You know, I'm in my 40s and I'm like, I'm ready to take that sting. I mean, we can't ever really, you know, for me, it's like, I mean, we're always going to have some sort of rejection, you know, around things, or people are going to say things to us that are going to make us feel that way, but to come into that neutral space with it. And when we started doing the Light of God protocol, it felt very potent, extremely potent. And I did it every day. And it was like, whoa. And then the zero pointing on top of it was, whoa. So, but magnificent. I think what we've done here as a team is so powerful, so powerful. And I'm excited for myself and for us that we did this work together, and that we held each other in this space to walk through it. And it's been a very beautiful process, a very beautiful, interesting, divinely inspired, divinely timed, synchronistic event. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything you ladies want to add to that?
I feel like one of the most beautiful things for me is working collectively with two other people on the same subject or topic, and how impactful that has been. Because I'm really dedicated to my own work, to my inner work. I mean it. I mean business with it every single day. And to work on a subject with two other people, and then having our own container where we're communicating and sharing, it made the work more potent. And one intention that we have with sharing this container and this event is to do it monthly, and to choose a new subject every month, where us as the facilitators will do the Light of God work and the zero pointing work around whatever subject it is. And then inviting anybody who feels called to join us. And that feels really aligned to me. That feels like a collective field of people working on one subject, to make the event or the container that we share together even that much more potent, with intention, with willingness, and with integrity of showing up every day for that work. Do you have anything else to add, Jamie?
Yeah, it was a really beautiful experience moving from the 21-day Light of God protocol into the zero pointing and then into the integration. Because what it felt to me was it created this funnel, and it was interesting because the funnel started with me working through rejection in the way of, you know, all the times that I have been rejected. And then as that drizzled down, it was, you know, all the times that I've rejected others in fear of being rejected. And then as that drizzled down, it was really about all the times that I've rejected myself. And by creating this funnel in the way that it and the way that it worked, it really, really catapulted me into responsibility. And what is my responsibility around rejection, and how it's played in my life, and how I can really learn and gain wisdom from all of that. And then, as Marian mentioned, and also taking the energetic charge around it. So when we do come across it, we're able to stay in that divine neutrality. And so it was just like, I'm so happy that it's all come together in this way, because it feels so potent, but it also feels so gentle. You know, it feels like we've had some really, really deep discussions over the last, you know, we met every Sunday to just discuss what we've moved through, and we've had some really deep stuff come up for us that we've navigated together and held each other. And it's still, even though we're moving through some really deep stuff, it still just feels very gentle. My nervous system feels very balanced. You know, I'm not like, I tend to get a little bit frazzled when I do deep work like this. And it's just been really beautiful to be able to access this level of this depth within myself, and to with ease and grace, and the integration that we did after we completed the zero pointing, it just felt like we accessed completely new depths. You know, it just, I don't know, maybe you guys could talk a little bit about that, because I don't really have the words, but it felt like it really sealed in the work that we did. And I felt the universal support in the container that we've created in the work that we're doing. And that is so, so powerful. Yeah.
I felt when we went through all of that, I felt, oh, this is going to make me emotional. The three of us became one, and we embodied it. That's what I felt. Oh, I didn't expect to get emotional. And it took us to this place of, we did this work. I mean, this is what we're bringing forth. We walked through this. Like it's not just, you know, offering it out and doing something that we haven't walked through ourselves. And to me, that is so, now I'm getting hot. To me, that is so beautiful and so potent. And you're right. I kind of lack the words for it as well, but that's what it felt like. It was like we moved into this whole other space, and I felt like we were accessing this whole other thing where there was no longer the word, no longer like it didn't have the same meaning. It was a totally and completely energetic thing. And it took this almost like the stories away from it. And it was just this field, this energetic field that we were contained in. And I kept going in and out of like when we were doing it, I kept going in and out of being here and then going into this other meditative state and going in and out. And I almost felt like I could have fallen asleep, but like I wasn't asleep. It was like I was very awake, very present, but very like in this, like going back and forth. And it was just beautiful to me. And the fact that I got to sit there with you two, and we got to do this together. And I'm telling you, it really felt like what we were going through, even before the tuning, we were doing it as one. I mean, we had our individual journeys, but we had, you know, it was very collective. I felt very held, lots of grace and ease. And I appreciate you both for holding space for me during that whole time, and that we held each other, because I think that's the important part, is that we all held each other through this process. I mean, it was very, I guess you could say, alchemical, you know, it was very, yeah. Yeah.
It is such an honor to share space with you, beautiful women. It is such an honor to be on this live with you today and to be sharing our work with the world. If this field is in resonance with you, if this is something that you would like to be a part of, we invite you to our first event this Sunday, August the 15th. And it is at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the link is in the comments. The really beautiful thing is that we will be doing this monthly. And our next subject, our next topic, I really love. It is choosing presence over projection. That will be interesting to do the light of God work around, a 21-day commitment around, and then zero pointing around all of the projection and the memories of projection. And it will be so interesting to see my reality shift when I do that work. That's not even something I had ever considered to do before, and to do that collectively, I'm sure will be really potent. Before we close, would either of you like to share any final words?
Jamie?
I'll go. Yeah, I just, I really just have a message for you both, and that I'm just so honored to be able to do this work. And it feels like what we're moving into as a collective, and along the lines of healing. Going through this process really allows us to offer from a more embodied state. And I really feel like that's kind of where we're moving into collectively, is just the embodiment process is so huge and so important right now. And so, you know, this first month has been kind of a test run for us to see how it all goes and how the system goes. And I couldn't be happier of how it all turned out. And I just feel so honored to be able to do this work with you girls. And even if we didn't even have it as an offering, just doing it in the container has just been so amazing and powerful and beautiful. And I love you guys, and I just really appreciate the way that you both show up in the way that you do. It's incredible and inspiring and heartwarming, and thank you. Thank you so much. I love you.
All of that's kind of how I feel about what we did and what we're doing, and I love you both so much, like so much. You know, it's interesting because I see myself in both of you, so it's like I get this all encompassing like I'm loving all aspects of myself. I'm working with two different aspects. Like we are all working with aspects of each other, you know, and what an amazing like deep dive that it's like we get to deep dive with versions of ourselves, but also, you know, I mean, we're obviously individuals, but like it's, I don't know, I just feel so, oh, it just feels so healing. So I've this has been so amazing. And just like Jamie said, even if we weren't offering this out, I mean, I'd be doing this anyway. I mean, this is like, I just, because I'm just like you too, Missy, where it's just like I want to dive into that healing work. Like when it comes to working on myself, like I'm right there. I want to just plow through it, you know. I really do, but I love it. I love that we got to do this together, and I look forward to doing more of this. And I'm in so much gratitude to both of you, and then also in gratitude to you know, Zero Pointing. So Morgan, grateful to her and her process that she created, and also to the MTBO crew and to Jason for creating the Light of God protocol. No joke. I mean, this stuff is like, I mean, it's potent, and I'm so grateful to all of it. And then it made its way into my field, and that this is the journey I get to take while I'm here, and that I get to practice being fully present and heal at the same time. So yeah. Thank you both.
I love you guys so much. And like Marian said, I would be doing the Light of God protocol and Zero Pointing on my own regardless. And the most healing thing that this collaboration has done for me is to show me the power of teamwork and the power of collaboration, and how uniting in a collective field with focused intention can really bring the potency of inner work to a whole other level. So thank you for showing me and teaching me that firsthand. I love you, ladies.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
High fives all around.
Have a beautiful day, ladies.
All right. Mwah. Love you.
Love you too.